Welcome everyone to the Thursday, October 16th, um, 2025 Helm Developer Call. And today we'll get started. Uh, so Karen, you seem to be starting. We've got some announcements. You seem to have the first one here.
Yeah,
Go ahead and, oh, you got the link in already, Scott. So Karen, the floor is yours.
cool. Uh, sorry, I lost my train of thought already. Okay. We have a booth, a project booth at KubeCon in Atlanta in a couple, or I guess in 3 weeks. So we do have a few more shifts. If anyone is interested in coming to help out, and hanging out at the booth, we would love to have you. This is generally speaking, the second half of each day. If you click into the link, you'll see the exact hours, but we have a few more slots, so I'm trying to fill them. Specifically, I think we need help on the first part of our shift on day 2. So that is going to be Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday at 2 to 3:30 p.m. So that's my specific call out. Yeah, you don't have to be a maintainer if you're a contributor, if you are a friendly face, if you are a friendly person familiar with Helm. We can kind of help get you set up if you need to get caught up on anything. But yeah, sign up. That's all. Thanks.
Yes, thank you, Karen, for organizing that. All right, the next announcement is one that this Sunday is 10 years from the first Helm commit. So it's been around a long time. We will probably have a blog post go out. We'll see. My plan was to write that already. I've got a draft sitting there. But 10 years is the anniversary from the very first commit. The first release was at KubeCon. And so this is the 10-year anniversary of the North American KubeCons, if anybody didn't know. And that's when it came out. But yeah, we're just a few days away from that first commit anniversary. So I wanted to share that. So now we can get into discussion. And it looks like we've got one discussion point.
Yes. Do you want me to start?
Please.
Yeah. So at work today, I try to migrate our SDK, our usage of SDK from V3 to V4, and we were using the log that we can specify for every action, and we push this log to a kind of webhook and stuff like that. The issue is on V4, we removed this because we thought that having a global logger will be will build a better choice. The thing is, when you are using the SDK concurrently, you cannot anymore specify a logger per action. So for us, it was very useful because we were adding some information for every action, like the name of the request or some specific details. And with the new version 4, it's no longer possible to specify a logger. And for us, it's an issue, but I also look at Flux code that are using the same feature, and I think it can be an issue too. I didn't look that much about what we can do on Flux, but on Flux or on Elm, I mostly focus on what can I do on my own code to try to fix that, and it's not easily possible. I don't see really clear path to do it. So maybe there is a better way to do it in Helm without breaking the the init method in action.go. So yeah, I don't know if we can have a small discussion about this because I think I've just speak to Stefan from Flux just 1 hour ago, and he said, "Oh, this is not a good thing for Flux." So he would like to join, but he can't. So maybe we'll comment the issue I've opened about this subject. Yeah.
Okay. So this is a short time thing. Let's get it fixed here very, very quickly. I'd like to see it fixed within the next week is the
Okay.
goal here. Whatever we're going to do, we do need to get something out because GA is on the way and we'd like to not break things, right? So let's see if we can fix it. So does anybody have any suggestions? My suggestions are we can either add log back to init. We can add it as a property that can then be specified. And if it's And in both cases, I would say if nothing's specified, it uses the global.
Yeah.
Otherwise it uses the custom one. But we could do something along those lines.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts? Anybody have time to want to write a pull request for this?
I can, but yeah, I have a lot of work until Tuesday, so it will
Okay.
be, yeah, I will try, but yeah.
Okay, so we'll go with who tries to get to it first. So check first. I won't be able to get to it this week. I might be able to get to it next week, as early as Monday, but I really don't know. I know I am busy through tomorrow and wouldn't be able to get to it. So,
Okay.
I may be able to work on this. Oops,
okay.
is my audio on? Yeah, I may be able
Yeah.
to work on this before then. So
Great.
we'll look at that and keep in touch about that.
Yes, and when somebody does have a pull request up, please feel free to directly ping me on it. That's probably the easiest way to get my review on it in a timely manner. I'm happy to work on this one.
You have a breaking change somewhere, like something you can compile to really show what's failing.
I'm sorry, what was that, Evans? A breaking
No,
change?
just a breaking PR somewhere, like a code that is breaking. Is it a compilation error or is it a runtime?
Oh, for this?
Yeah.
This one is they currently passing custom loggers for each action, so that way they can get the logs off of individual actions to put in a specific place, such as in a display somewhere. And with all the logs just going global, you can't separate some of this out.
Gotcha. Okay, so it's a way to override what logger you have.
Yeah.
Yes, because
Okay.
if you want to use, say, a different logger instance per request, because you're going to take that data and put it somewhere or do something with it, you've lost that ability now.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Thanks.
Yeah,
No,
so
I
if
I
I
very
understand,
quickly understood the problem.
yeah, if I understand correctly, we just remove the function we just remove the parameter from the function signature, right? With the idea that we would be setting it in some other way, setting the handler through a different means, but that's just not actually working. Is that correct?
And
Or we just never
it,
implemented it?
yeah, this works fine for Helm if you're just running a Helm client and each call is a single process run. But if you have a long running process with multi-tenancy in it and different things in there, so to speak, going, then they're all sharing the same logging instance now.
I gotcha.
Right?
And they can't
So
split it up.
say,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
if I apply this to Flux, right? If I'm installing two different charts, right? And I want to attach the logs for what happened when I installed both of those, I can't do that now because they're all attached to one logging instance.
Yeah.
And the logs can be intermixed with each other if they're happening concurrently.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay. What else do we have? And does anybody else have another discussion topic that they would like to bring up?
Yes. Well, two things. One is actually I missed an announcement that we have a few new maintainers on the website. That
Did they get approved and merged?
Yes, it did. Yes, they did. We got the 3/4 the 4 out of 5 maintainer review approvals, and
Okay.
that got merged. So that's good. I did some of the org stuff and added the people to the team, the proper team. And I do have a question that I can ping you with separately, Matt. There was a person that's on that I'm not sure why was ever on that. So I'll just ping you aside from that or outside of the meeting.
Yeah,
So I'm
yeah,
not
yeah.
naming names, but I did put it in the maintainers chat thread. But I can ping you directly just in case you happen to know.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't had a chance to catch up on that.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah.
Yeah, and along the same lines, I'll say over on charts, which is something we don't talk much about, but there's all that charts tooling for testing and hosting. In the last week, we also managed to go through and send a number of people emeritus So they now have 3 maintainers over there rather than the large group. And I was actually one of the people who went emeritus over there, and so was Scott, because we have not been active over in that community for a while, or that part of the project. And so that has also had a number of great people go emeritus as part of these efforts. So welcome new maintainers, and we got some good cleanup and changes here. I like it.
Yeah. So that was one announcement. The other item was I have a we have a couple of pull requests like kind of going fairly rapidly into a feature branch on the website project, not being merged directly into main, because that it kind of all needs to be cut over at once when we get to that. But in the meantime, one of those has content that people have been asking for, and so far, I think no one really made I think the only person that made a list is I just kind of threw up a list of Helm v4 changes in a branch on one of my forks. And now it is actually in a pull request that you can run the website locally and see. So I'd like to get, I'll send you the link to that right now. And I'd like to get people's feedback on this. For one, this is just so you know, this is factual information, I believe. But two, it would be nice to get some feedback on the content. Yeah. Oops, I'm sorry. Actually, that is incorrect. I'm actually going to delete that comment. That is for a different pull request. The Helm v4. Let me be honest here. The Helm v4 pull request is here. With several versions, each in separate pull requests. So sorry about that. Red herring for a second there. So yeah, so you could look at, I mean, there's a bunch of files in here, but you could, if you want to, just like check it out locally, run yarn and yarn, oh gosh, yarn start. I think it's in the README now, on this branch, and you'll see it. You can just like look into the content. I'd like to hear folks' feedback because we have to get started with something. And so I figured we'd get started with an announcement that links to the blog post that Matt wrote, and that gives an overview plus an updated change log between the 2 versions that we have out, between the last like version of v3 that we have out release and then the beta of v4 that we have out.
All right. Thank you for the update, Scott.
Yeah.
Do we have any other discussion points? Going once, going twice, going 3 times. Okay. Then let's get over to the shout out.
Yeah, I have few. One for Terry. We spoke about, I think 2-3 weeks ago, about the requiring access or not with OCI. So there is a very nice pull request on oras.go. So thank you, Terry, for that, and Paige and Scott for the work on the website. Many pull requests, and George, who is not here, but with the implementation of SSA, which is very nice for working on, and yeah, it's very clean code.
Oh, I wanted to say shout out to Paige specifically too, because Paige is a new one of the new maintainers on the website who's been working pretty hard behind the scenes.
Yeah, Paige,
Thanks.
thank you. I mean, she's been making this thing come along and gone through the analysis of tools and pulling this together. So thank you for that work. It's one of the areas where we sorely needed help, and it was one of the more legacy things. And so thank you so much for the work there, and I'm happy to see you on as a maintainer to help us keep that moving.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I'm happy to be here. Thanks to you all. Thanks to Scott, especially for the partnership on it.
All right. So with that, we're looking for assignments for next week. Moderator, notes, issue triage, PR review. Anybody available for moderator or notes next week?
Just double checking here.
I can help moderate.
All right. Thank you, Karen. Anyone interested in notes?
I could do it again if no one wants to. Yep.
All right. Issue triage, PR triage. I will be doing both next week. Anyone else?
I'll be doing PR triage.
All right. All right. Well, with that, is there any final words before we go? Then y'all get 10 minutes back. Have a wonderful week. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see y'all online.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye bye.
See ya.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.